so-called the requirements, right? If you look at it under the assignment, I think should be under the PDF. Here it says create 600 by 300 concrete trellis using beam system. Meaning what? This width is 300, the depth is 600. Okay, use beam as reference. Meaning what? The center line of a beam is your reference. Okay, so they want the trellis is 300 by 600. In other words, it should look like this. If you open up the Archi model, let me show you. Where's Archi model? I think should be this one, right? Yeah, architecture model. Okay, open it. Look at the 3D or maybe second story. You should able to see this. Yeah, you see this? Why this gap is different? Because it's taking the center as a measurement. All right. So if you make mistake, you take the opening as a measurement, I will still let it go because at least it's balancing up nicely. So if you highlight, there's a whole systems selecting. See that? So if you escape, point, tap until you are able to select it. Why does it allow me to? Come on. Very noisy. Terrible. Oh yeah, I hate that. Okay, go to edit type. Normally it should be allowed me to select, but I don't know why. Okay, here should have the beam size. See, 300 by 600. Normally it should be allowed to select by pressing a tab key, but I don't know why it keep prompting me. So angry. Okay, so how many pieces they want? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, let's try. Let me close this Archi model. You go to your model itself. So listen carefully. This is something that I need to explain to you. Okay. Now go back to your second story. Okay, I'll place this side by side. So WT, first story, no need, only the second and the model. Why is that so? Zoom in. I think ideally is I crop my view so you only see that portion I want you to see. So similarly, if you do your model, you need to crop, please crop and adjust them properly so you understand better. Yeah, please, this is important. So let me zoom in this area. Now, when they say beam system, basically means you are create something that is still so-called associate component, meaning what? You are telling Revit Engine to monitor any changes or not. Because if it's not finalized, I can change my beam location here and there. So beam system is not that it's no good. It's default. When you use it that time, you need to specify. But once they finalize, do not, meaning what? Do not let the beam still manipulate by the beam system. Later I'll tell you why. Listen carefully. If I select my second story plan, you go and click beam system. It will show you auto because they detect the beam is there. See or not? Or you prefer to sketch it yourself. If yours is slant one, you can manually sketch or define. So automatically becomes slant. But default always horizontal or vertical because it based on your beam. Again, if I cancel the command and I highlight my 3D as a base, then you activate your beam system. You notice that the command now show different thing. This is in case some people prefer to draw in 3D. So you got to use pick line to pick your components. Then you can see the function tool is different. So don't be alarmed if you activate your tools, I mean the beam tools differently and say, hey, why different? So plan and 3D, two different head start. Okay, there's no right or wrong. But before you do that time, you need to create the beam first. So beam is known as actually this beam. We need a 300 by 600. Okay, so do we have one here? Since like we do not have okay, then we uh select this edit type duplicate. So should be 300 by 600 mm. If you forget what is the name or worry it wrongly, type here lah, trellis, like that. So you know that this particular beam size is for trellis. Okay, change. Yep. This trellis create here is to lighten the load. That's one way. Second, if you create opening, things fall. Trellis is to stop. You see now, not just for show. That's why you can still have a concrete beam. If for show, people put wood lah, steel or some lighter, smaller material there. Yeah. Okay. So it's a bit different, huh? So from here, you got to follow exactly this. All right. So what we're going to do, select the plan first, go to beam system. Then I say automatic. You base on this, you select. They auto fix up for you. Or you prefer to select whatever beam you want, adjust their center, also called justification. So from 3D, you can see what's the height they're adjusting it. And you can base on how you want it, fixed number, how many number you want. Default here is based on the system, the distance that is given. You may need not follow this. Yeah, up to you. Okay, so maximum spacing, maximize this lah. All right, don't want to use that because you'll be very close to one another. Then defeat the purpose. Must have put a slab. So fixed distance is the default. Fixed number is up to you to pick. So just now we counted 12, right? So 1, 2 is still the same. Okay, but slightly different, huh? See now. So which one is better? Up to you lah. There's no right or wrong. All right. Okay. Because if you base on this, they are using decimal place 182.8.8. That one too precise already, which is ridiculous. So sometimes rather based on number 12. So for calculation, you got to select see center. Sometimes you prefer to sketch. You sketch it out based on a line or based on center. As I said, for calculation wise, always center to center. For just construction model, you sketch based on the beam edge. You do the sketches. Always remember. All right. Clear? But here we accept both. I accept both, make it easier for you guys. So if okay, you select, it should be added for you. But I can see it's floating because it based on your second story level. This one should be what? Drop. So it should be select the beam system. See here, they pick one at a time. By right, when you select, it should be what? Beam system. See, you tap. See, now I pick one at a time. I can modify, change any beam size if I want. But now I need to move as a group. It should be select as a beam system. Then elevation minus 1150. It should be lower. See or not? See, flush with your level. So this is how it should be look like. Yeah, like that. Okay. Now, just like I did explain why initially you can see the whole thing highlighted as a group, means beam system. In case your structure engineer, your bosses say, hey, this one, the spacing too wide already. Set it narrow. Okay, fine. You still can change any value you want. They will still update 15 numbers. Only when everything is finalized. Let's say, okay, 12, according to Aki, everyone agree, everyone's satisfied. Okay, no more changes made. Then you select the beam system again. You notice that there is a remove beam system. Why? Because as said in your first lesson, Revit engines are very smart. Things that you create as a group, as a system, the Revit engine will keep monitoring any changes, any updates. So when things are finalized, don't keep it as a system anymore because it's just to simplify for editing. If there's no change, then why you want to sacrifice that processes doing nothing just to waiting for information? So this is also one way you are fine-tuning the Revit engine when you're doing the model, whether you use Archi, Structure, MEP, or apply the same. So DA students, remember, you all need to fine-tune your model, the way when you group system, and so on. Yeah, because we have CE here, which is you use structure, so we focus more on the system. Right, group we might not do that yet, but for Archi you use a lot of grouping lah and some other adjustment. So all rules apply the same. So you guys got to be wary of that. All right, don't just do and blindly and leave it. A small project like that, nothing is okay. But when you come across in real world practice, things may be even more complex and detailed. Then you got to look out for that. Yeah. Questions? If now no change, I fix this. I will just click remove beam system. Now they behave like individual. No more beam system ready. See? So that means Revit will no longer monitoring any change. Okay, so that is the reason why. So you guys got to take note for that. Yeah. Questions? Okay, remember to add your parapet wall 300 mm thick, 1.5 meter high, 1.1 meter high. No questions? Then I will stop here. Now it's 4:45. Before your class end, I get a snapshot. I believe those that drop off because they are not online. So the internet weak, so the whole thing just chop off. Okay, let me get the capture a snapshot. Okay, save. I'll stop recording if there's no questions.